Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 17th episode of Visioncon Spotlight, your in-depth look at the nerds you love. I'm your host, Zach Wilson, but you didn't come here to see me today. You came to see the women of the hour. They're the nationally revered cosplay idol dance group that steal all of our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Amanda, Ringo, and Cassie, three of the members of the well-known and loved KiRa-KiRa Springfield. Ladies, how are we doing today?
Good.
Excellent, guys. Well, now, Ringo, we've known each other for quite some time now, and so I've heard this story, but it's a story I really love. And so I wanted to ask you to start us out, tell us all about how KiRa-KiRa Springfield got started.
So I've been cosplaying for over 10 years, kind of doing it by myself because there wasn't a lot of people in the area for it at the time. And about 2016, I started watching an anime called Love Live, and it was about a group of girls who put an idol group together, and they danced and performed, and they had a lot of fun. And I see other cosplayers like get groups together, and they do those dances and everything that are from the series, and I wanted to do that with a group of my own here around in the Ozarks. So I asked some of my close friends, and we kind of like have applications that people who seemed interested kind of joined into, and that's it from there. I mean, we've just all got together and we have fun.
Well, see, and it's a concept that sounds so simple, but I will say, and a lot of people, especially those of us that are in the Midwest, have definitely seen you guys perform, because back before I knew you guys personally, I mean, every convention I went to, you guys were there. They would have you guys either do like the halftime show during the main events or just opening and closing ceremonies. You name it, you guys did it. And so actually knowing you guys and building a personal connection with you guys, I mean, there's just so much work involved in, just creating this group. And so did you ever think when you first started it out that it would grow into what it is today?
No.
No, that's a pretty easy answer. Well, now,
I was gonna say our first performance was at Library Con, and it was just like a little thing at our local library, and we kind of did it in the middle of the cosplay parade to kick it off. And I was just like, wow, that was actually really fun, and more people came and watched us than I thought would. So when we started reaching out to conventions and actually getting an opportunity, it's kind of surprising. We've been doing it for 3 years now.
Well, see, it's interesting you say that, because my first experience with you guys, this was like a couple years ago at Visioncon before I actually started working there. I was with my girlfriend, who is actually now one of the members of KiRa-KiRa as well. But you guys were announced to do the halftime show for the cosplay contest, and everybody was just losing their minds. It was like Coachella in a convention. And I was like, what the hell is KiRa-KiRa Springfield? And then when you guys just like took the stage, it was like, oh my God, this is so fun. And so Cassie and Amanda, you guys kind of joined on obviously after Ringo just kind of put it all together. What was your guys' experience finding out about it and just kind of joining?
Well, I actually started when she first made it. I was, I've known Felicia pretty much my whole life. So she just kind of asked me if I'd be interested, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's see what this is all about. I never thought I would do something like that, but it's actually a lot of fun. So.
And Amanda, what about you?
Well, I originally found out from a member who used to be a part of the group. I was very just learning out about cosplay, so I was, like pulling things out of my closet and being like, this works, I'll do this, and I'll be Marionette from FNAF, or,
Sure.
So on and so forth. And I was just kind of looking for a group of people that I could cosplay with, and she just kind of suggested, she was just like, hey, I have this, I think it was the second year at Library Con. She was just like, you can come watch us and see if it's something that you would be interested in, and here I am.
So how much of, the success, because you all are also, very successful cosplayers as well. So Amanda, being one of the youngest, how much has KiRa-KiRa Springfield helped you develop your career in cosplay?
I think it's definitely helped me in the way of just having other really experienced people around me, like Raylene and Felicia and Cassie, who have been doing this for a while. So it's also just really nice to have people with common interests and just to have fun times with, and just not just them either. It's helped me make connections with other people from like other cities of Springfield or of Missouri, and it's just been really nice to just have that positive, like come together with everybody. And I think that's what honestly really helped me better my cosplay and just put myself out there more.
Sure. Well, I did put a little slideshow together to get you all, for the folks watching at home, if you don't already know who KiRa-KiRa is, I want to show you guys a few pictures that really, truly, just kind of symbolize what you guys are. So we got this one right here. Now, this was at the most recent, one of the recent cosplay events at the mall. You guys are all wearing your masks, to keep it all safe. All right, so this was at, correct me if I'm wrong, this was at the Makers Fair, correct?
State of the Ozarks Festival.
State of the Ozarks. That's right. Okay, and then I got some solo ones of each of you.
Oh, great.
And just like, guys, for the folks watching at home, just look at this craftsmanship that you guys do. Oh my God. And then the next two are two of my favorites. So this first one, you guys did a cover of Baby Metal's Give Me Chocolate. And for those of you who are watching right now, all of these videos are up on YouTube. If you just go to KiRa-KiRa Springfield on YouTube, or links down there in the description box. And then this one, I watched this video and I just lost my mind on how just like adorable, but also just like crazy intense your guys' dances are.
You're too kind.
I say nothing but the truth, my dears. Which, on that note, I did want to ask, first starting out, when you guys, started doing all the dances and everything, how long did it take for you guys to finally kind of, just work up endurance and just kind of get to the point that you're not like me when I jokingly just kind of dance with you guys every now and again and just am sore for 2 or 3 days?
I don't know, practice makes perfect. So, I mean, I used to be a Zumba instructor before I started the dance group, so I actually have like dance experience from that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't answer for the other girls, but I know like sometimes we have practice twice a week, sometimes it's just once a week. But when you do the songs over and over, you build up the endurance for it.
Mm-hmm. Cassie, do you have any fun, like your favorite dance that you guys do?
Oh, I have a few.
Like asking you who your favorite kid is.
Well, Aqua Heroes is probably my favorite because it's just very upbeat and bouncy, and like it's one of those where if you forget where you're at or mess up for some reason, shut off my kitty, cause she's right here. You just bounce and smile, and no one ever knows that you messed up. So it's just really fun and not as stressful.
Well, do you guys have any fun, you've been doing this for years, so I got to imagine you guys have some fun or at least interesting stories that you've had during your performances or, just during the time of being KiRa-KiRa, because I know I definitely have one, and I'll definitely tell it after you guys tell some, but do you guys have any fun experiences or notable stories that you can recollect that you guys want to tell us about?
I can think of a time at the Japanese Fall Festival. It was either our first or second year there. And there was this little girl following our group around, and she kept calling us the Japanese princesses. And it was so cute. And you could see her like dancing in the audience during some of our performances.
Oh my God. When you guys have so many fans, both young, old, somewhere in the middle. But before I get to my story, Amanda, Cassie, do you guys have any stories you can think of off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head.
I think the funnest memories is just the ones that we make whenever we're all together and just the stupid jokes that we make.
Well, my story, it's rather recent. It was at the most recent event at the mall for cosplay. It was Visioncon's own Taku Anime Halloween cosplay event. So I was there just kind of running everything, trying to make sure everything went well. And a mother and her daughter approached me and was like, "Hey, are you Zach Wilson?" Now, folks, I won't lie to you. My first thought went to, yes, I'm Zach Wilson, MC of Visioncon, host of Visioncon Live and Visioncon Spotlight. How can I help you? What do you want me to sign? That's not at all how it went. What her mom asked me, was, "Hi, do you know KiRa-KiRa Springfield?" I'm like, yeah, I do. And her dad was like, "My daughter really wants to meet and talk to them about cosplay and like ask them about some tips." So I'm like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, I can go get them." I mean, and so I don't know. And there's a lot more stories like that, people approach me just because they know that I know you guys and just I'm like the middle ground. So, but it makes sense though, obviously. And so I guess my final question before we kind of wrap things up is, what are some tips that you guys would give to the folks watching at home that were kind of in the same boat as that woman's daughter was, that want to get into cosplay and don't really know kind of how to, or are kind of intimidated to, or for those of us that are in cosplay who just want to know how we reach the next level? What kind of advice would each of you kind of give them? Ringo, let's start with you.
I would say, since the main point of cosplay is to just put on a costume and have a lot of fun, a lot of the things that you can do is start simple, pick one of your favorite characters. You can go to the thrift stores and try to find pieces that work together. You know, if you don't know how to sew, you can use fabric glue, or you can try to find other ways to put costumes together. If you want to take it like to the next level, you know, conventions, when they come back from the COVID times, when we start having conventions again, there's a lot of people that put on panels and workshops, and you can go to those and kind of learn how to from somebody more experienced. There's YouTube videos too of people that just like show how they do their crafts, and learning is always like a really good thing to do. Even if you think you know, you could learn a new tip that you didn't know before.
Mm-hmm. Cassie?
Can Amanda go first?
Amanda, go ahead,
As
Amanda.
someone who was in that position of just like, you know, grabbing whatever they could, you know, it's just, don't be afraid to mess up. If you're, you know, my characters have definitely evolved from, you know, like just 3 years ago from when I started actually getting costumes. It's fine to mess up. It's fine to, you know, revamp a character if you need to whenever you've grown and figured more things out. And just don't be afraid. Don't ever look back at an old picture and be like, oh God, that was terrible. Just look back and be like, I've grown and I've gotten better.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Cassie, take us home.
All right. I will kind of expand on Amanda's. Just don't be afraid to mess up. It's easier to fix something than start from scratch. And like a lot of my stuff, I just kind of figure it out as I go. So just don't be too scared to just get started and try something.
All right, guys. Right before we wrap things up, now, like I stated in the intro, you guys are nationwide renowned cosplayers and performers. So plenty of people already know about you guys. However, on the off chance there's some people here watching you guys and don't know enough about you guys, where can they find you online, kind of find out more about KiRa-KiRa, each member? Just kind of tell the folks at home where they can find you.
The best place to go is KiRa-KiRaSpringfield.com, like our own website, because it has a whole about each member's section and a how we came to, as well as some of our videos and photos on there. If you're talking social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we have YouTube.
And all of those links that we just talked about are down there in the description box below, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, that has been episode 17 of Visioncon Spotlight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, of course, as always, I'm your host, Zach Wilson, but much more importantly, these have been my very special guests from KiRa-KiRa Springfield. Thank you guys so much, and always remember that life's better when you have friends to share it with.